In this video, I'm gonna teach how I grew one of my brand to $1,300 in automatic subscription, and we are just getting started. As you guys can see, $1,300 right here in the next 30 days, but we are projected to make about 17,000 within the next 365 days. And as you guys can see, of course, we have more revenue coming in, but not every single customer is a recurring customer. And I'm just gonna go by last, as you guys can see, from 24th to because we started like 2 weeks when we really started going ham on this, and I'll just go by last 14 days on ads and refresh. As you guys can see, we spent about 3,500 and we made about 6,000 back. Well, I'm not really worried about this number. I'm worried about subscription. If that's the whole goal of this brand, we have to sell more and more subscription. I'm super excited for this video because I'm gonna be sharing all my strategy with you guys so you guys can replicate in your own business. And if you guys stay till the end, I'm gonna let you guys in on a secret Facebook ad testing strategy that is really good for new ecom stores. So sit back if you want to learn how you can launch your own ecom brand and start making Wi-Fi money and buy some Gucci shoes for yourself. So let's just not waste any more time, let's just get to it.
Yeah, get into it.
How to build a brand in 2020 by one and only Sagar Miller. So there's really 4 main components when it's come to building a brand. You know, I divided this into 4 categories. The very first one is product selection. Product selection is the key because that's gonna determine the future of your brand. You know, how much your brand is worth, what it does. It really depends so much on the product, you know. And one tip I wanna give every single person if you're going into brand building, make sure to choose a product that has wide appeal. Don't go with the product that's like specific to kitchen. Don't go with the product that is specific to musicians. Go with the product like Hydroflex. You know, they sell water bottles. Every single person drinks water. Another really good brand idea is like hair product. You know, really good. Supplements are always gonna be the winners because every single person wanna be in the best shape of their life. So that's why they do really good. So try to go with the product that has a wide appeal, you know. So when it comes to product selection, you have 2 main options. First is a physical product, and second is a supplement. You know, there's of course this third category is called SaaS, basically service, right? So what that means is like Kajabi, Shopify is a service, Shopify.com is a service, Flippa.com is a service, Namecheap.com is a service, you know, Slack.com is a service. As you know, Namecheap, they sell domains, you know, Slack.com, it's a service, right? We're not talking about that right now. We are talking about ecom brands that sell kind of products, something physical. We are talking about physical products and service. So I'm gonna give you a really good example of a physical product. So as you guys probably heard of this brand called Happy Skin Co. What they're selling is literally a product which removes hair. Really good product because every single person has hair, right? So they help to remove your hair, and all they did is throw their logo on there and boom, they have this whole website, and they're a really good successful brand. So that's a really good example of a physical product brand. The second we have is a supplement brand. So this is a supplement brand which is called Super Amazing Coffee. Basically they sell coffee, but what's different about their coffee, they have a lot of superfoods. By superfoods they mean like stuff like right here, matcha, turmeric, roots, chaga, all that stuff. Another reason why I'm not showing your brand, because if you pay close attention right here, you guys will see we only have like about 500 to 600 visitors a day, right? So if I let you guys in on, all you guys gonna go visit the store and it's really gonna fuck the pixel up, so I can't really share the store with you guys. But I promise you guys, once we have a big enough brand, I'll definitely let you guys know, and I'll make a new video where I'm explaining literally everything. But right now I can't really share that much detail about the brand. All right, so after you choose between a physical product or supplement, then your next idea is whether you want it to be recurring or you want to sell as a single product. From experience, I'm just saying it's always good to go with the products that you can sell recurring products. So recurring products really good is like coffee, you can sell recurring, right? Another thing you can sell recurring, anything people use on their face, on their skin, anything people use. So supplements, that's why supplements are really good because you can sell them as a recurring product. So if you're gonna do all the work, might as well make a brand that is subscription. People subscribe to it and you charge them every single month, and it's pretty much on autopilot. And that's what I did with my brand. You know, that's what I would recommend you. Of course, you can go with something like this, which is really a good idea. This product right here probably cost them like $20 to get from China, and they're selling for $120 now, which is a really good product, but they don't have subscription. You know, long term, if you think about it, they have to sell it continuously, and that's what they're losing. But this brand right here is always gonna win because they're subscription. People just buy it and they keep shipping them. They know how much customer they're gonna do right here, and you can do subscribe right here. So it's a really good idea to go with subscription. So the next idea is whether you wanna go with a white label or creating a your own product or a formula. White label is something what these guys are doing, right? Happy Skin Co. So they have this one product right here. What they did is they literally throw their logo on there right here. You guys can see the throw their logo. You find like a really hot dropshipping products, right? You can either go on like Droppoint and you can find any product that's doing really hot right now, right? Let's say you find some kind of posture corrector, you throw your logo on it and boom, you have a brand. But with supplements, that's called white labeling. Same with supplements, you can white label supplements too. You can literally go on Alibaba.com and you can search for, let's say, protein powder, right? Protein powder. You can literally white label this. You can tell him, be like, hey, right here, this box, can you put my logo on it? Boom, right? You can go with something like exfoliating face gel right here. They already have the bottle and everything. You just throw your logo on top and boom, you are pretty much have a brand. So that's a really good example of white labeling, right? Just throwing your logo on it and the product is already there. Supplement is already there. But the second one is creating your own product or formula. So let me just explain you what that means. Creating your own product is something that this company did. So what they did is they came up with like a camera. All this camera does is whenever someone enters your business, it scans right away if that person has a fever or not, or if that person is wearing a mask or not. So that's a really good example of creating a product. They created a product. Most of you guys are thinking it's possible to create it. I don't know how to do that. I'm not an engineer. Believe me, these products are not that hard as you think it is. All they did was they got a camera and they have a developer make the software which detect whether a person have a mask or not. It's that easy. Of course, it's gonna take required work, but I'm saying creating a product is not that hard. You can even create a supplement product right here. So as you guys know, there's one of this brand is Skinny Fit, right? So what this brand does, they have a tea and they have their own blend. What they do is right here, they have a lot of products right here. They have this green tea, all these little superfoods, they just combine them together and boom, they have their own product. And that's how you make your product. And how do you do your own product? You literally go on Alibaba.com. Of course, you have to do the research. If you want to selling a coffee brand, you selling some skincare or whatever, right? Let's imagine you're selling a product that help people lose weight. So all you want to do is you can actually take example from them. And of course, you go on Google and do your research and you find, oh, this product right here really helps people lose weight. So all you do is you go weight loss supplements, right? Weight loss in herbal supplement. So you go here and you hit up these suppliers, be like, hey, I'm interested in buying this product, but can you add this to my product? Can you add this formula to my product? Can you add this to my product? Can you add this to product? And that's how we came up with our product. We tried a bunch of things and we come together to like, oh, this is a really good tea. We want to come up with this tea right here. I kind of ruled my product, yeah, we are selling tea, but we came up with the tea idea and we have a lot of ingredients come together and boom, we formed the tea you can't really find on Alibaba. We had the suppliers put it together. So it's not that hard to create your own product. Of course, it's require a little bit more brain power, but you can do it. You can even do a white label. Some people absolutely kill it with white label, but remember this, your brand value when, let's say, you want to sell it 2 years down the road, or even people looking at it, it's going to be always higher when you create a new product. Why? Because it's your own product. People can't really white label it. When you go sell it, investors or other person can actually do their research, be like, oh, this person is just selling me straight up this thing that I can buy from Alibaba. Why would I buy from him? Only just because you have customers, right? But you will always have more advantage if you create your own little formula, which is really easy. And I think if you don't want to do that, I would start with white labeling, and once your brand start gaining some traction, and then I would move to creating a formula, which doesn't cost that much extra money. It's pretty much the same price if you go with white labeling or formula. With formula, creating your own product, it just requires more research, right? And I'm just gonna let you in on one of the really cool websites which can change the whole game for you. If you're already confused, this website gonna make your job so much easier. So there's this website called Rocktomic. All this website is basically you can private label it and they promote themselves, be like, hey, come to us, we already have the supplement ready to go, and you can literally throw your logo on there and you're ready to go. By the way, I'm not associated with them at all and I've never tried them, but I heard their name and they're doing really good, you know. All you pretty much do is select what kind you want. You want a weight loss, you want beard care, women health, men health, whatever you want, and then you go to that product, and let's say you want to sell this one, right? You want to sell some diet drops, and you literally click on more info and you order the sample, and this you go from there. If you like it, you go with them, or you can try a different product, and they even have all the facts what they're using right here. So it's a really good way, you know. I really like this website. You can try this, and they have crazy amount of formula, and most of them are like $6 to $7, and you can easily sell most of these for like $50 to $60 if your marketing is right. Like I said, product selection is a really important topic. You wanna do your research, what you wanna go with. You wanna go with a physical product, supplement product. Either or, I would recommend going with something that you can sell recurring. That's just my advice to you. And then decide whether you're gonna white label it or wanna create your own formula. And a lot of the time people choose a product and they're like, hey, it's not taking off, it's not that, it's not that. And I exactly know what you are doing wrong. What you are doing wrong is you're not smashing the like button. So you need to smash the like button right now. Okay, so the next very important component is brand image. You know, brand image has to do a lot with your budget. Basically, what comes in brand image, how people perceive your brand. You know how people perceive Walmart different than Nugget, people perceive Apple different than Samsung, people perceive Xbox different than PS4. It has to do a lot with budget, but a lot with how you brand yourself. What is your brand image? Under brand image, there's multiple categories. First one is, of course, website creation. Website creation is a task that when you go to branding, you know, this is not something you want to do, because I know most of the people are not developers, right? So you don't want to get into that. This is where you want to spend a lot of money outsources. You know, website creation, under that comes color. What colors you're going to use, what font you're going to use, what design you're going to use, how's your copywriting going to be. And this is where you need to drop a couple bands, you know, to make your website really good. That's going to be the difference. Website creation going to be the difference if your website looks like this or something like this, you know. As you guys can go right off the bat, this is, even people if buy this product, I already know, like, they're probably not thinking about buying from this brand again. But here, it kind of just grabs you right away. Right here, you are literally sinking in. It just tells you, like, they got a picture of Oprah, crazy stuff, right? So this is a really good example of brand building. And again, there's multiple levels of website creation. If you want some brand like this, I would expect this will cost you up to like $2,000, right? As you guys can see, there's a couple CCE, there's really good, like, this overlay out, really good upsells right here. Really clean design, really powerful colors that complement each other. But then again, if you website like this, it will probably run you a little bit more. You guys can see this website is really solid. A lot of testimonial, a lot of rewards, you know. This is like a little bit simpler. If you read through it, you'll know they spend a lot of time on copywriting. It's a really copywriting intense website. And then again, if you want a website something like this will cost you at least $10,000, because this website is like crazy. First, so you know how you have different variants? Once you select a different variant, the whole website changes the color. Look at this. The whole website changes the color. And people who buy from this website are gonna have a different image for this brand, because this brand is literally looks luxurious. I don't know why. You look at it and it just looks luxurious. And as you scroll, they have moving animations, a lot of animation that's moving, overlay colors that colors that overlay each other, that complement each other, a lot of animation. Everything is moving pretty much. And it's crazy, you know, the website looks amazing. Something like this can cost you up to $10,000. So that has to do a lot with your budget. How your website gonna look, the color, font, design, copywriting, everything. And then it comes ad creative, you know. Ad creative is gonna play into your brand image too. What kind of ads do you do? All professional ads? Do you do all testimonial ads? Do you do all native ads? What kind of ads you want? It's completely up to you. Brand image is so much tied of what kind of person you are. Believe me, whatever brand you made, it's gonna be so closely to how you think. It's gonna be really close to you. Of course, there are skills you can learn how to make this better, but believe me, at the end of the day, a brand you make represent what kind of person you are, kind of, because, oh, I wanted this that way. Your developer is gonna make it that way because you like it that way, right? But remember, when it comes to that, you wanna think of what is your customer? What is your customer want? What is their age? What is their location? Where they live? What they like to do? If your customers are old people, I don't think so you want your website looking like this. This is like too millennial style. You can already tell, too many flashy colors and everywhere. I would want my website to look something like this. Like this is, I already know. See, I can already see old people right here. They are trying to sell old people right here. And that's was something you want to keep in mind, not something you like, what your customers will like. After that comes packaging. You know, there's two layers of packaging. First one is what's the first item comes in. Let's say you sell tea, you know, so we need to sell tea. I'm gonna try my best to not show you the product, but it's really good, right? We have a really good first package. It's like the package the tea comes in. But the second layer is the box, the whole box that gets shipped to the house. The very important step is getting the product up and running ads to it. That's probably the most important part, because once you have few sales, then you can correct your brand brand as you go. Think of an Apple iPhone. Anytime you open the iPhone, you know how cool it looks. It's a really solid box. You open it, you take it out, there's a charger in there. It looks really cool, and that makes an impact on people. Don't think that people only gonna open the package one. Believe me, the packaging make that impact on people. People remember that, how they feel, and they're gonna come back to your brand and buy again. All right, the next point is sub ratio. I mean, it's crazy to see that 80% of you guys are not subscribed. Like, that literally kind of hurted me though. Like, you guys are literally not subscribed. You guys are just watching. I mean, come on, you guys have to subscribe, you know, that's kind of disrespectful at this point. But next key point is shipping time, you know, what shipping time you want. Shipping time is really important. Why? It's tied to brand image. How fast people get their product is gonna determine how much they like your product. The whole thing puts together is shipping time. People have to get the product within 5 days. If you want a 5-day shipping or 20-day shipping, and that's why the next topic we're gonna go is into logistic, right? So as you guys can see this picture, today is September 6th, right? If you buy from my brand, you can get your product within 3 days on September 9 to September 14. Most of our package gets shipped within 3 to 5 days if you're in US. It depends so much on different countries. But like I said, this creates an impression. This is just tied into brand image, and that's where logistics comes in. That's why you need to figure out your logistic, right? If you're just starting out, believe me, this is the best advice I can give you. Just use your garage. Literally, just use your garage. Order like at least 1,000 quantities. Don't drop ship, believe me. If you're really building a brand, think of it as a long-term business, you know? Like I said, I'm not starting this brand and be like, oh, I'm running out of money, I need to make money right now. No, I'm starting this brand because I know I'm probably not gonna make any money for 2-3 months, you know, but it's the long-term play. Of course, we are a little bit profitable, we have subscriptions coming in, but I was not thinking of that. I was already sure that we're gonna ship products in and we're gonna keep shipping it out till we have good amount of subscription going. So in the beginning, just use your garage, get at least 1,000 units to your garage. And if you're in USA, it will cost you about $3 to $5 to ship like this much box, of course, depending on the weight, $3 to $7. And you just ship it within US and try to only keep your advertising in USA so people outside USA are not buying. If you want to go international, a really good option is ShipBob. ShipBob still stands on the top of the line. It's basically a website. You contact them and they give you a code and you ship your product there, and then what they do is they ship your product for you, you know, wherever you want to do, and they pretty much give you the best pricing. Again, it's gonna depend so much on what kind of product you're selling. Do you want insurance? What's your location? How fast you're shipping out orders and all that stuff, right? So for that, I would recommend you doing some search. Literally search best, go on Google and search best fulfillment centers, and boom, there's a lot of them, and you can go through all of them and see which one you like. Believe me, most of the time people are going to recommend ShipBob because they're really good, really reliable. Right now we are using Hong Kong company because it makes sense for us. Like I say, it's going to be different for everybody. We don't have that much in business in USA. We probably have like 25% business in USA. We are still selling a lot in our top 5 countries are USA, UK, Australia, Singapore, and there's one more, I can't think of it. But like I said, for us, it makes so much sense to ship out of Hong Kong everywhere because we can get in all the countries in reasonable times and the pricing makes more sense for us. Of course, right now, because of COVID, logistics are not that streamlined, but like I said, you can figure all that out, talk to your suppliers, see how they can make it streamlined, and ask them, do you think they can lower the prices after COVID? Because it's long-term, you're planning long-term. So the next key point is that's gonna put everything together. It's called marketing. This is the part where you can make the biggest difference, like literally the biggest difference you can make is marketing. Even you can compete with high-level brands, even if you're less budget with marketing, that's what's gonna make the biggest change. 2 categories I will recommend you to invest most of your money is, of course, getting a really good website. Because a website is a one-time investment, and second, in ads, you know. And a big change where it changes from dropshipping to like brands is testimonials. So I'm gonna share a video with you guys I really like. It's by this company. They sell razors.
You played it. I can actually feel the blade.
So I'm gonna turn off the audio, but you guys can see a lot of faces. A lot of people are talking, like 3-4 people right here. They're talking and they put the video together, and that's a really big change. Where you do is like a lot of testimonial when you sell brand, whatever it is. Use a lot of testimony, you know. And again, it has to do a lot with your budget too. Like I said, you can even get some animation videos.
What does it look like? Connect.
But again, you guys can tell this kind of, you know, animation can range from $50 to $500, whatever you want. So advertising, marketing has to do with your budget and your creativity. I'm gonna suggest you guys one of this app, which I really like. It's called Billo.app. So what basically this is, You click here, get a video ad for $59, and you make your whole project. So what they do is they connect you with, like, they have a team of 3,000 influencers. So what they do is you tell them, be like, hey, I have this product, you post it, and all the 3,000 influencers look at this product, be like, hey, I kind of like this product, I want to promote it for you. So what you do is you send them the product and you send them $59, and the influencers will make an ad for you, and boom, you have an ad. You can pay like 4 people, and then you have four ads, and then you can put it together something like this, how they have it. And that's a really efficient way to make ads. That will cost you about $250, and boom, you have a really solid ad, which is, if you guys know about branding, $250 to spend on a really nice testimonial ad is not that much. So remember, below could be the key, you know, for you to making a lot of testimonial videos. Or you can always go on Fiverr. Upwork is not probably the one, but you can go on Fiverr and send them the product and see if they make them. Why I like Below? Because these 3,000 lists they have, these influencers know that they are making for e-commerce and they have done it before, so they are a little bit better than Fiverr. But of course, you can find people on Fiverr which have a lot of reviews. It's your choice, you know, your marketing. This is a part where you can make a big difference. All right, so then for ads, you know, we all know what you're gonna do is you're gonna start running cold interest targeting, and you're gonna go from there. But sometimes what's gonna happen, let's say you have a supplement brand, but for some reason it's not selling, right? First advice I'll give you is just go with Instagram influencers. Try to promote your product on Instagram influencers. Even if you're not getting sales, you're getting some data, and then you can use lookalike audience to try to make some sales. But even if that's not working, I'm gonna let you in on a strategy I use for brands, which is basically you go to your, you know, campaign manager, right, and you have your ad sets. So what you do is, you know how we always optimize for purchase right here? Rather than optimizing for purchase, optimize for view content. You're gonna optimize for view content. That's all you're gonna do, right? And you're gonna let the ads run, let it spend about $200, $300, $400, whatever it spends. Of course, have multiple ad sets. Once all those ad sets have 50 add to cart combined, then what you wanna do is you wanna literally come here and change it to add to cart. For the time constraint, I can't really explain how this strategy works, but what you do is after you have add to cart, then you'll again let the ads run, and once you have 50 initial checkout, then what you do is you change this to initial checkout. And that's where it gets tough now. Once you change to initial checkouts, now you just literally let the ads run until you have 50 sales. Once you have 50 sales, of course, you change it to purchase, and again, you launch a lot of lookalike audience. So that's one of the strategies you can use for brand building, because this strategy is basically forcing the pixel to work, forcing the pixel to find money. Of course, this strategy you can easily spend about $2,000 to $2,500 to get like at least 40-50 sales. So it's an expensive way. But this could be, you know, this is how I would go about things if it's just not working. If you already have 1,000 units in your garage, I'm pretty sure you're not scared to spend another $2,000 because you already came with the mindset that this brand requires a lot of money. And now a lot of people probably gonna have this answer. Do you really need a brand to make money in 2020? No, you don't need a brand to make money in 2020. Brands are still a way where you lose a lot of money in the beginning and you make a lot of money in the back end. So if you're just broke, just starting out, don't have at least, I feel like 15,000, I might be highballing here, but if you don't have 50,000 sitting on the side, I wouldn't go this like the brand route, you know. I would still go the dropshipping route. I'll still go with dropshipping. And again, like I said, if you want to call that brand, of course, you can throw your logo on one of the posture corrector and call it a brand if you want, you know. But like I said, in my eyes, this proper brand is which your logistics are really good, your marketing is really good, and you have a really high solid supplement product. It's recurring, and you have a really solid brand image where your website is literally doesn't look like anything else in the market. That's what a brand to me is. You can call that a brand if you want to throw a logo on something. If you're just starting out, I feel like dropshipping is still the way to go. It's dropshipping hot products and running ads to them is still a really good way to get started in the market. And then this should be your final form, you know, final boss level once you get to dropshipping, and then this should be like starting a brand. But that's pretty much it for this video. You know, consider subscribing. 80% are not subscribed, and smash the like button for Gucci shoes. And that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.